so that you can set up cones every 6 meters. Jog to the last cone and back, running slightly quicker on the return. Jog to the first cone, stop and lift your knee forwards, rotate your knee to the side and then put your foot down. Jog to the next cone and then do the same with the other leg. Jog to the first cone, stop, lift your knee to the side this time, then rotate your knee forwards and then put your foot down. Jog to the next cone and do the same with the other leg. Jog as a pair to the first cone, then shuffle sideways towards your partner, circling each other facing forwards, then straight back to your cone. Repeat this exercise at each cone. Jog to the first cone as a pair, then shuffle sideways towards your partner, jumping in the middle to make contact with your shoulders. Land on both feet with your hips and knees bent, then shuffle back to your cones. Jog to the next cone and repeat. As a pair, run quickly to the second cone, then run backwards quickly to the first cone. Keep your hips and knees slightly bent. Repeat running 2 cones forwards, 1 cones back.
Ai, ko aua kupu whakataki anō rā, ko te iri, ko te urunga tū, ko te urunga pai, ko te urunga mā tike tike, ko te urunga mā rangaranga, e hika mā matike maranga, and welcome to the 2020 Bunnings Warehouse Touch Junior National Championships here at Bruce Pullman Park in Papakura. Up next, we have the mixed, under 18 mixed final between Counties, Manukau and Auckland, and joining me in the commentary box is open mixed coach, head coach, Hika Pene. Hika, we got a big matchup coming up.
Oh, tēnā rā koutou e whakarongo maina. Yeah, awesome match, you know, being a mixed coach and a lot of passion with the mixed game. This is the Ferrari match of the mixed grade here at the 2020 Junior Bunnings Warehouse Touch Nationals Championship. Just a few players to look for. So we've got Counties on the tap-off. Number 13, Staples there. Beautiful young fella, Thomas Staples. He's captaining this team, and he was also co-captain of the New Zealand under-18s team that were in Australia, Newcastle, with the youth Touch Trans-Tasman a couple of weeks back. And also number 8, look out for Boston, Franklin. 2 really good young lads. And also keep an eye at number 10, Asafua Tavita, younger sister of Savannah, and she's also got another in here. So there's a bit of class sprinkled right across this match. So here goes Staples on the ball, working in tandem there with Carlos Murray at the half, and in comes the link there. Sililoto Avegel, excuse me for my pronunciation, number 16 there for the Counties mixed team. So 5 here. He's just going to set a nice little platform. Both the Gildan, she'll drop here, and Staples is going to get the ball back. Yes, he's going to get it run, offers, just move the defence right over the top. Oh, beautifully got in the lane there by Tamaki Makoto.
Yeah, and that's a good start by Tamaki Makoto. They're a team that don't leave the food scraps in the recycling bin. They leave no stone uncovered. So this Tamaki defence is up to the first attacking play of this Counties Manukau.
Yeah, here we go on the ball. Oh, yeah, just looks like didn't step over the ball. But keep an eye out there for number 16 there, Sili Loto, the link there for Counties. Very physical and great skill. So here we go. Tamaki start off well. 6 is marching up the field. Brody Hogg getting some nice, good interchange between the two girls. But the official there, Thomas Webster, he's managed to find a penalty there. And that's the first penalty of the game.
Yeah, that was a good start there by Auckland to D out that first set. But unfortunately, they gave away a penalty there, allowing this county's Manukau back into their half, back into their green zone for their second attacking set. Good positive touches here by this Auckland side. We talk about the physical maturity of some of these young players, Hika.
Yeah, definitely. Athletes. Here goes Madigan too there. And Puru. And there's Staples just throwing it over the top there. Yeah, just trying to really move this Auckland defence. But they've got a few timing issues at the moment. It's the fifth and final, so they balk that roll the ball, and you can't take too much time to roll it. And here go Auckland, and they've really let them off the hook there. County, so George, captain, huge metres, and just slicing the metres up the field there. On comes this transition as we call through the orange zone. Madigan on the ball there. Number 2 for Auckland. Yeah, looking really fresh and fit, this Auckland team. Comes in, just tries and finds lays a beautiful platform. Ball in 2 hands. Just going through, and it's a recount. Yes, and that was nice work there.
Yeah, Auckland looking dangerous early on in the piece here. This is their first time down this end of the field in their green zone, easily cutting up the defensive line of this county's Manukau's team. And we see number 1 linking up nicely with his number 2, Puru and Madigan.
Yeah, good combination there.
Absolutely.
The 1-2 combo just kicking out there for Botha. Just on a 32 peel wrap. Just goes off his left foot. Yes, nice touch there. Beautiful touch there by, looked like, he put ball down. Ball down, yes, and Wooten was there. Cameron Wooten was right on the money. So here he goes off the left foot. Gets down low. He's called the touch. Yeah, ball down. Ball down there, Tal. Yeah, and that's a nice touchdown there. Number 1 there for Auckland.
And that's a great start by Auckland. They defend out 2 attacking sets by the county's Manukau team. And then they make their way down to the field and capitalise on the back of some good yards. So no doubt, Coach Peter Samuel will be happy with this start by the Auckland team, as we see a nice backdoor play from this county's Manukau side.
Yeah, we talked him up in the pre-match there. Boston Franklin, number 8. He's got speed for days. Just trying to move this defence. Nice little late cut there, but he's going to run through. And Auckland, they look really stable in their line defence.
Yeah, absolutely. They're moving like a chain. When one person goes, the rest of the team follows.
Yeah, half here. We've got Te Hake at half, moving the ball across. Huge metres there by Botha. Nice combination. Yes, nice little check off there by Hawken. And on come the fresh legs, and here comes, just eating up the metres there. There goes George, number 9, the captain. He's got speed here, working with Puru. There George goes short side, ball in 2 hands. Yes, and beautiful touchdown. Auckland, Mia McLaughlin touches down there, and they're looking like a smooth machine.
Yeah, they're finding success through their scooping plays here. Here we see a nice scoop, bit of a goosey, going to the outside and finding that mismatch. Girl on boy with Auckland extending their lead 2-0 early on in this first half.
Here we go, we're back at it now. Devontae George, 15 there for Counties. Also got Carlos Murray on the ball with him. They're just trying to reload and pull out this Auckland defence. He goes to half. There's Staples going short side, low dive. Nice little touch, just short. But they've got some nice variation in the attack also. So Staples, yeah, they've made another error at the roll ball. So here we go, straight back at it.
Yeah, Counties Manukau have had a slow start in this game. They're yet to get in it. Could be a bit of nerves, not only being live streamed, but also playing in this grand final. And we have our roving commentator who's just come back into the box. E hoa, Georgie, what do you have for us?
Oh, I have speed and goodness. From the sidelines, it's been hot to trot. You mentioned something about Counties not being too sharp at the start, getting their rhythm, but it's more important that Auckland have been hot to trot and have come to play and take this title. That is impressive and a great start for the first 5 minutes of Auckland.
Yes. Tikato there, George, and here's Counties. They managed to hold Auckland out, and they had back-to-back sets, but here goes these Staples on the ball. Nice fresh legs, and here's the younger sister of Tarkin, Nicole, Lolo Selo, out on the wing there, number 40, and here comes Puru on the ball, working in tandem with Hogg. This looks like a really potent combination. Just going to go short side, tucks the ball, he'll just cruise into the in goal, just trying to find an open runner, and yeah, looks like, I'm not too sure there, we don't have a replay, but Puru, he's got speed for days there. My apologies, Parkinson, Te Cody, Parkinson tucked the ball there and got in the end goal.
Yeah, positive signs from this Counties Manukau team who have had a slow start. They have no shortage of talent. It's just to get those combinations and, I guess, blow out those nerves early on in the first half, sorry.
Yeah, that was just a bit of fire there from Counties. They can show what they can do, but with the speed from dummy half that Auckland is possessing and putting out there on the platter, it's putting Counties back on the back foot. But our build-up towards this game, it's been a fine session throughout the 2 days leading up to finals day here. We have 2 finalists between Counties and Auckland. There's no show of last year's winners, Bay of Plenty. That's how good this tournament it is. And now we have got the top 2 teams at New Zealand, Counties taking on Auckland.
Nice, here's Boston on the ball, checking off there to Harrison Riley, just trying to get a clean platform. He's got a bit of speed on him too, checking out to the winger. Nice hands there, and they'll just turn it over in the corner there. That's a good win for Counties. They've completed their set, and now Auckland have got to go all the way to the other side of the field just to get the fresh legs on. And this is a full press and defence there by Boston, but they're up to the challenge. There goes Puru with the ball checked off, gets the ball back. Oh, looks like a little bit off the mark there, but it's a play through. On come the fresh legs.
Absolutely, and it's a good set there by Counties Manukau, followed up by a good defensive set here. But we see penalised the Auckland side. I'm not too sure what that is, Georgie.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. There's a cross of hands if there was an obstruction or something, but there's no problem with the power scoops for Auckland. We'll be looking to see a lot more of that because it's been working for them. On the lead up to this game, Auckland had to take on the Waikato, I think it was, or Southland, but those are the 2 other semi-finalists that were battling it out for the top 4. So congratulations to those teams being the top 4 teams in New Zealand. Now it's the showdown. Counties back in the box seat here on the 5 metre where they're very lethal. Nice 13-15 show and go. Ball in 2 hands. It could be a touch nice and early. Referee has a look. Does the wave pass. Talk us through it.
Yeah, we've got Thomas Staples, but he gets a nice plant there by Devontae George coming through here. So really clean platform. It's the old W, just uses feet. Ball in 2 hands, goes through, and touchdown there to number 15, Devontae George, and that's Counties Manukau. Come back late in the first half. Auckland lead Manukau at the moment 2-1, but I'm sure now they would have settled after finally getting the touchdown.
Absolutely, the Counties Manukau combos are starting to work for them now. They've woven into this game as we see this speed start from the Tamaki Makoto side, looking for his mate. There's Carlos Madigan again showing his speed, but the defence was up to it, Georgie.
Yeah, as we look at the scoop, it looks like it's on fast mode, but it's just normal speed here. Power scooping, I don't know about Auckland with their trials if it's been down at the athletics track because I think they got every fast kid in New Zealand in that blue strip today.
Here's Parkinson out there working along with Wilson, Counties Manukau. There he goes. He's got speed for that. There's so much speed around it. Oh, beautiful work there. And there we go. Lolo Selo, younger sister of Tarkin Touch Blacks, open men's winger. But we'll look back on the replay here. Te Cody Parkinson gets a nice clean plant, goes through, ball in 2 hands, just trying to shake their mirror there. And what a nice finish in the left-hand corner. And they've gone back to back.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the tale of the speedsters out there at the moment. And a beautiful finish there by the young Loloselo. No doubt she would have asked older brother for some tips before this grand final.
Here we go, hot on attack. There's Te Haki at half. Just look, yeah, working there with, nice second phase play. Is going to go left to right, over the top, and maybe a penalty. Counties unfortunately got caught up in the ruck, but, in terms of what you want to do, you'd rather give away a penalty, George, than a touchdown.
Yeah, sometimes, and you got to do it in good grace because you don't want to be giving the professional penalty and spending time in the bin or going for an early substitution. So there's a lot of showmanship out there and good acting skills. A few people going for Oscars, and counties have done it well on this occasion.
Now here's 9, George Durban Burgess. He's got speed, he's got a nice little low dive, he's got a really good right to left pass. So this is what we call a sequence. They've got a penalty and they'll have about 3 moves up their sleeve, Te Aorere.
Yeah, absolutely. We still see the low risk play. And then towards the back end of the set, they'll go to these bigger passes, and it's a nice little tricks out play here. So we watch the replay.
Yeah, so dummies the person with the ball and then just left to right from the hip and then a nice little right foot step in low. And I'll tell you what, the link Gill done outstanding to send him back into the inside defence, and he was only millimetres away, George.
Yeah, totally, and that move's been working throughout this tournament. They've been reading it and D'ing it on the outside, where usually the try is coming on the outside. So they're reading that part, but the middle's not getting over. They may have to slightly adjust that, maybe even a wing slam on that link to create the less opportunity in the middle. Don't know. We'll see if it
nice
happens again.
strategy. Nice strategy, George. It's always good to have one strategy out there, but here we go again, straight back at it. Parkinson. Nice little skip over the top. Oh, beautiful dive. I tell you what, these young ladies are keeping the defence honest.
Absolutely, and you mentioned Asafo Tavita early on in the match, and that's her first touch of the ball, and she's almost scored a try going on the outside of a boy there, defender. So
yeah, and they picked up a
Good signs
recount
early.
there, just from some positive attack. So on the ball at the moment, we've got George, he's back out there. He's got a touchdown, so his confidence is up along with Murray. And they're just going to run their sequence play also, counties. Oh, yes, just slowly moving this defence around. And I like it, George, how they're bringing the Gill into play.
Yeah, just a little change up there, creating a mismatch out wide. Instantly when a female comes in, there's a mismatch on the boy on girl. Whether it's better or worse, we just don't know. Male on female. These girls are so good, it may not be an advancement for them.
And if you notice there, number 13, Thomas Staples, as soon as he got the ball, there's about 4 defenders on him. They do see him as a real threat. And here goes George, lays a platform. There he goes, throws a huge pass over the top. Ball in 2 hands. Oh, yes, and they managed to snuff that out. But that's great work from counties. They've had a back-to-back sets of attack and really try and take a bit of the Auckland juice out.
absolutely, and it's even some good defence there by Auckland. We noticed this common theme coming in the defensive pattern with the Auckland teams, and that's them sending one middle up and one link up and having one middle in the pocket. Hika, or Georgie, can you talk us through that play or that defensive style?
Yes, so it originates from gridiron. They call it the ID defence. Some call it the mad dog defence. So basically you're trying to save a defender in a pocket that can sort of just strike and make touches, Georgie?
Talking about strike and make touches, we almost make a touchdown here. Daly Tui, gets the abacus out, cuts out number 5, touch number 6. Oh, he calls over for a little kōrero.
I think he's going to ask. Yes, he's just going to ask. I think he might have, he was offside. So now he's gone back and given a penalty. A little bit of confusion because it was the 5th and final touch and they thought it was the 6th, so he's just cleaned that right up now. And so they've got a fresh set of 6. He's the captain. Again, get the ball. Oh, and they haven't missed those today, George. I think that's the 3rd time they've pulled them up for not rolling the ball. So a lot of consistency amongst these high-end adjudicators.
Yeah, when you get the high-end people in there, they're looking at every little part of the game, and it's good to see them tidying up the basics. We want our up-and-coming stars to be able to do those things at 100%. All those 1%ers need to be on point.
And lovely to see the young girl out there with a smile on her face running up the field with the ball in hand. Asili Lotto. So that is the halftime hooter. We'll play right up to the whistle. She's an athlete, this number 10. There's another one. Takan Lolo Silo's younger sister, 7, ball in 2 hands. Yeah, but he snuffs that one out. So Auckland lead Manukau 3-2 in the 18 mix 2020 grand final.
Yeah, and it's a good start by Auckland. Counties Manukau slowly edged their way back in. They had a bit of a slow start there with combos not really working, but towards the back end of that half, they blew out the cobwebs and the nerves as well. And I think we're in for a big second half here, Georgie.
Yeah, we're in for a big second half. The wind's picked up. Counties have picked up. They're going to rearrange their game in regards to the wind conditions. The heat is still here, and a lot of the finals and ranking positions are all over, so the crowd is starting to build. And if you look to the field, there is a few undie runners there. Hopefully they're over age. If you're underage, keep your eyes off the stage. And here we go to the Auckland team. You were the fly on the wall, what would you be saying? Or hearing?
Yeah, I think in terms of, so when their line defence looks really solid, they started with really good attitude, they pushed out and really, I guess, didn't give Counties the type of platform that they wanted. But as the game progressed, County slowly just manipulated the defence and isolated the defender they wanted. So these coaches, they're quite technical, they're quite sharp. At this grade, Auckland have been in this situation many, many times along with Manukau. So I actually think it's actually going to go back to some real basic values of composure, good communication and energy to start this first half.
Yeah, absolutely. This game of touch is a very simple game, and I doubt that these coaches will be saying too much, changing too much. All the mahi, all the game plans have been set. No doubt there will be little tweaks here and there in the second half, but a lot of inspiring. And after three tough days of competition, it's time to empty the tank for both these teams.
I'm glad you said that, T, because in regards to the 3-day tournament, playing 4 games a day, it does take a lot out of the tank. And seeing what we see out here, the performance, the speed, the accuracy has been outstanding, and it's great to see the talent at this young age. 17 and down, I think we've got some players in there that are actually 13 performing out there on the big stage today. It's been outstanding. We got speed on speed, so we're not worried about the pace. It's all there. We're talking about the 1%ers. That's what you called for, Hika?
Yes, and I just want to acknowledge the manager of the county's Manukau team, Susan Epiha. Coaches Gary Franklin, joined by Carl Samupo, and Georgina Nathan is the manager. And on the Auckland side, Peter Samuel, he's been around a long time. Peter Samuel through the 15s and the 17s, and he's part of the Auckland Open Mixed team, joined by the manager, Philippa Samuel, and those are the backbone of every team, those hardworking managers.
Yeah. Tika tonu tāhau, Hika. We see the superstars out on the field, but it's not possible without the support they get behind the scenes. So shout out to the coaching staff, the managers, and also the whānau of
Here we
these
go,
young
9
teams.
on the ball, hot on attack. This is to start the second half. Doing Burgess on the ball, just bowing up his man there. He's going to get the ball. There was a nice defensive touch. Didn't get the platform he was after, but he's going to use his speed just to slice through to the in goal. And that was a nice touchdown. Are they going to give that? She's been a player, Hawken. She's just done the work that you don't normally see through the game, George.
Yeah, mate, and that's a good finish. As the build-up there by number 9 with a little few dance steps, it may not be the prettiest, but it was very, very effective, setting up a beautiful try in the link position there. Taking the lead in the second half, I think the unofficial score will be 4-2.
And that's how you want to start a second half. We talked a little bit about team composure, and they probably didn't get the platform, but that's just the class that we have on display here. But here's Thomas Staples with the ball, number 30 there, working along with George Devontae. He touched down in the first half, and at the right link there we have young Sili Loto. So this is a combination. Staples, he's got quite a few tricks up his sleeve. He's got a nice long pass game. He's just going to run through. Yes, just try and work this defence. Late cut there, but Auckland, their line defence have been really, really impressed. And Madigan, he's doing it at both ends.
Yeah, absolutely. He spoke about that line defence by this Auckland side. It's really paying dividends, and especially followed up by their transition into their yards. They're going straight to the box and bringing fresh legs on to get a good attacking scoop towards the back end of the set.
Yeah, and you're starting to see the girls' connection. Young Terewai was involved there. Nice set though, back end. They touched down, defended Counties out and gone all the way down the other end. Staples will just look to ruck and go up the middle of the field. In comes Sili Loto at dummy half. And number 12's joined them too. Also, Wipani. Look, at plays with a lovely smile on their face, and it's good to see in the big final that's not too tense and enjoying yourself and having a little bit of fun. There goes Rihari Wilson. He's got a few firecrackers in the heels there. Parkinson to Cody. Yeah, ball in 2 hands, late cut. Ooh, really like the look of Te Cody. Parkinson. He will really inject some a nice flow and attack.
Yeah, absolutely, and he gets rewarded with another set. We'll see these low play plays early on, 1 and 2. Then they'll start to look to open up for 3 and 4. Go to those more higher risk plays, but looks like they're staying in the middle with these 3-3 plays. Little
Parkinson,
quickie.
yeah, working with Wilson. Yes, and they managed to pick up another penalty there. So slowly, penalty count slowly starting to climb, and they're not missing a beat, George.
Yeah, Wilson's stepped up, come to the middle, more controlling in this game, calmed it down. There's a lot of structure within this play. There's 2 touches taken. They've had a recount. It's taking a bit of pressure off Staples, who has to do a lot of work out there to create moves. Here he goes once again, Wilson, with a quick dummy half pass, loading, locked and loaded with the numbers out wide. Little step off the left, and that is beautiful. He pumps the arms to go back to halfway, and the pass is not too bad himself.
Yeah, it looks like number 2, I think it was Jaden. Hippity, there just comes bang, and beautiful work from the Auckland link girl, but Jaden just slides it in, and it goes back to that composure. We're having a little chat about the team that can stay nice and calm. They got the ball back, and they've got a touchdown, and Auckland lead Manukau 4-3.
We see Auckland making their way up the field here, looking to strike back. Counties Manukau, no doubt, will be looking to D out this set, as we see our number 2, Jaden Heperi. He's been dangerous in this play. But I like the way you mentioned the girls having fun. I recently watched a podcast on the All Blacks, and they all said the key to success was having fun. And that's a great part of this sport touch, is everyone gets to get out and have a bit of fun with the whānau.
And there's just some awesome connection now with the 2 girls out there. We had Wipani connection there, and they're really starting to get in there. Here's Staples, George there with the ball, just pulling out this Auckland defence. This is this composure. See who's ice cool upstairs. Staples just trying to work them. Yes, trying to go through, and they've definitely seen something at half-time, I think, George. He's really trying to pull them one side.
Yeah, he is, and I think he was asking the referee if he was onside and looking for a penalty on that occasion. He didn't get the call his way, so he didn't really have anything in the back pocket to carry on with, but he backed himself, and the Auckland defence is too tight to have half-pie sort of setups like that. He didn't get the penalty but hey, he'll be back.
Yeah, another set there. This is the 5th and final touch, so this is the man you really got to try and shut down. He made something out of nothing on the last set, number 9. But they've managed to do that, George, so they're just going to look to yard off these Staples.
Yep, Dieven Burgess, he's been solid throughout this game. And you'll know that name. He's been the PTL assistant. And a lot of these kids here have been doing the damage. And that's why we have such high level and high caliber, because of this great tournament.
Yeah, Dubin George, he'll keep featuring. I saw him in the semi this morning when they took on Southland. And he's looking fresh and fit. And here's Hawken, co-captain, number 3 for Auckland. Does a lot of work that goes unnoticed. Just does the 1%ers, doing some great work there along with young Tere Wai.
A lot stronger in the touches there. I think more dominant now from Counties on defence. Nice sweep back play, putting them under pressure. Numbers are there. That Goosey once again. Great touch by number 2, Hipere.
Nice, and there's Malachi Te Haki, number 7 for Auckland. Just sprinkled with talent all over this field. Number 4, she just takes it, Mia, just takes it to that far right corner. Once again, Counties have got to take the ball all the way over to the other side just to get a sub. And at times they can see, oh, beautiful. She's just got some nice skill with the ball. Here's the combination, the 2 girls there, ball in 2 hands. Yes, managed to get a penalty and heads up play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very impressed with both teams and the low error count in the second half. And some good heads-up play, in this Counties Manukau attacking side is rewarded with a penalty, so they will make their way up the field to look to draw this up. Time is ticking, 8 minutes left, Georgie. That's plenty of time in touch.
Oh, plenty of time. And what we've seen, if you want to take anything away back home and in the community about this game, play the game with the ball in 2 hands. That's where all the opportunities been. With 2 hands, creating opportunities. Defense don't know what's going on. Here we go. Ball in 2 hands, firing back to the left side.
Beautiful read there by the Auckland link there. Stepped up into that space there. Mia, lovely work. And all these gun players late in the second half or midway through the second half are really starting to put their hand up. do the mahi on D there. Here comes Auckland. This is a really good set. There's Hawken, number 3, coming through. Here comes Madigan, and just huge, just eating the meters up the middle of the field. We got Tate there, number 14 there. He's going to scoop there. Just go short side, ball in 2 hands, cruising to the in goal. Hawken, did she get that one down? Yes. Oh, she's been outstanding. She's been a player I've really enjoyed to watch because she does all those 1%ers. So he scoops through, tucks the ball down. There's young Tate, number 14, ball in 2 hands. And look at her power through the ruck, get on the outside. She dives early. Gets the ball. Oh, look at it. Yes, she managed to get the ball late. So he caught the touch, but she didn't have the ball and touchdown. And that's what you do. You play right to the end of the set.
What a beautiful touchdown there. And the coach wouldn't be happy lying down on the job, but this time it pays off with a beautiful touchdown. Auckland back in the game, leading by 2.
Yeah, and you could just feel that momentum of Auckland. Here's Staples. Oh, and they're just trying to find some options there, just trying to open up. Yeah, forward pass. They haven't really been able to crack those 2 middles defensively, Counties, but there's plenty of time, 6.5 minutes.
Absolutely, as we see Auckland making their way up the field. It's really heating up out there for this Auckland side. Hika can't sit down. He's standing up, he's sitting down, he's standing up, he's sitting down. Loving it out there, Hika.
Yeah, well, it's just the momentum, and, you know, when there's sort of try and bring in a bit more energy there, and that's what Auckland's doing. I think they've obviously said something in the box, and everyone's come out, and they look like a fresher team, George.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Auckland have picked it up. They've gone next level. Second win's right there. That counties need to. I've been in the box. I've just come back from the box and saw Gary Franklin, and the word is body, energy. We need to get back on point. Let's see what happens. Great touch.
Yeah, beautiful touch there by the young Zili Loto. Number 16 for Counties, another player that stood out in this game. And they moved the ball well, Auckland. Yeah, just shows the ball 2 hands. Ooh, there goes Durban Burgess, George, number 9, captain. But there's Devontae George. He's going to get the ball. Yes, and didn't hand the ball over, so they get marched 10 metres up. And so I'd really like to see Taurere Counties add that same sort of energy into their game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the skill sets of both teams are very similar, but I think what the difference is between these 2 teams at the moment is that Auckland are just out enthusing this Counties Manukau side, and that's that mentality at halftime. No doubt the coach would have said, go out there and empty the tank.
Yeah, Dakota Parkinson, he's back out there, and he's definitely going to be one to bring them back into this game, number 1 for Counties. Nice little platform. So just a few timing issues, but some of the skill that these young ladies and young lads have will definitely inject a little bit more. Georgie, 4.5 minutes to go. What do you think? Where can County sort of, add some sting to turn the game around?
Yeah, Carl and Gary asked for a bit more energy, a bit more drive in that situation. They may have got down to the other end of the field, which is awesome. But when they get there and be static, it hasn't been too potent. So I think they want to get something with speed and get something on the back end to test Auckland, because static plays haven't been quite working for Counties on the last few occasions.
Here's Puru, Madigan. Puru just goes through, but tell you what, Carlos Madigan laid down a beautiful, what we call a platform. So he sets in middle, and that was, man, what great defence there. There wasn't much in that one, Taurere.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great defence as we watch this replay. And like you said, these are the unsung heroes, Hika, that lay this platform down. It's usually the person who throws the who does the nice step or throws the long pass that gets all the credit. But these players who lay the platform and have a nice solid dump, they also need to get some credit out there.
If we have a look, Auckland looks like they have got a penalty that is not in the playbook of Counties. With time running out, they need to get something on the board.
Yeah, and there's Hawken there working in tandem with Apai Pora. Here comes our man George, captain, Durban Burgess, number 9, and they can really afford just to be composed and take their time. Nice little double check, but little error. So the door's definitely still open. There's still a bit of time here for Counties to come back and look at the energy on the yards. Here she is again. Beautiful player to watch. Silly Loto coming through, working in tandem with Lolo Selo. And just got the fresh legs on. Here comes Staples. Haven't seen Boston number 8 out there for a while. Could be carrying a niggle. But here goes George. This has been a nice combination. Staples has got the ball in 2 hands, just trying to use his feet. Yeah, it just hasn't quite gone his way today.
Yeah, it's a hard one for him because he's picking up off no real structural setup for the platform. As you talk about, hasn't been good for him. He is great off a good platform, and when you go into plays like that with half momentum, it is harder for the attacking plays to come off.
And if you look at the tempo now, look at Auckland's tempo. They've slowed the tempo down. They're up by 2. They're not in a hurry. Carlos Madigan's got the ball in 2 hands, really toying with the defence. And this is a smart move. This is only good teams can change the tempo. And on the back end, Tate, he got in the in goal last set. He's got the ball in 2 hands, throws an easy dummy. Carlos Madigan, yeah, this boy, he'd be close to one of the best on the field today, gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you said, Hika, it's that change of tempo. They're really dictating the pace of the game at the moment. And that comes with confidence in having that lead. And by slowing the pace down, it increases your ability to hold on to the ball and complete all your sets.
George, how good is it to see, George, you with community coaches in a very humble environment, but Auckland, they score a touchdown and they're very humble. There's no one jumping up and down and rubbing it in. Isn't it lovely to see?
Oh, it's good, and it's all about the values and trends within the game. What you see, you want to be doing on the field as well as off the field. You don't have to be the showstopper. Just get out there and do the good stuff on the field.
Here's to Cody with the ball again. Just in the dying seconds of this game. Oh, man, there's a beautiful right foot. Rihari, Wilson, Counties, Manukau, and there's just class sprinkled right across this match. Gets the ball, Cody, gets the ball a whack off the right foot, low dive and ball down. And good honesty there by George, the captain, Durban Burgess. But Auckland leads 6-4, less than a minute to go. We'll see if they can get one on the back end of the set there, Te Aorere.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll look to close out this game with some beautiful eyes up footy. We'll wait to see what the ref has called. No, he's called them back for a touch. But I like the way Auckland showing this never say die attitude. They're up by 2 points, but they're still going at them, looking to close out this game.
Yes, just full of energy, and I guess it's a good reflection of them as a campaign team, the work they've put in before they get it. I'm talking about the trainings and the fitness and, the sacrifice to get to this gold medal match. They're going to throw a little passive play in behind, and well read by the far winger there, a little Selo, local girl here from Counties Manukau. But Auckland 6, Manukau 4. This is the 18 mixed grand final, and they'll take the last touch here. Boston will take the touch, and Auckland, they deserve to get the chocolates today, but the locals out here at South Counties Manukau can still hold their head high.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome show of skill by Auckland, and I think at the end of it, it came down to energy and emptying the tank. And in that second half, Auckland came out guns blazing. But me mihi hoki ki a Counties Manukau. This is your final score in the under-18s mixed. Auckland take out this grade. They will get the gold medal, beating Counties Manukau 6 points to 4.
Oh, hoi anō e te iwi. It's a little bit overcast here in Papakura, South Auckland. Obviously, Te Aorere, we spent a bit of time not far from Tupoko Tika down there in Tararua, Maunga land, and it's a lot more tropical than Auckland down our way. I'm not sure what's happening up here.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a nice day on day one, but I think these players will be welcoming this sort of weather because it can get hot, especially when there's no wind out there. Gets real dry heat out on the paddock. But yeah, the weather hasn't been the greatest.
Yes, and well, I just want to send a big shout out to those provinces that have travelled a long, long way to get here, up to Tamaki Makaurau. So provinces like Southland down there in Murihiku, they've got to catch a couple of flights, and then also got to book stuff up. But we'll go live to our roving reporter, Mr. George Yonke.
Oh, guys, let me get my breath back. What a great game. Auckland come to the party today, and I'm here with George, talking to George from Auckland, the captain of the under-18 mix. Mate, tell us about how it feels for you to win this championship.
It feels awesome, eh? Like, we set a process at the start of the year just to play a sort of different style of touch than what normal New Zealand teams do. So I think credit to Pete, our coach, and Philippa, our manager. Just, yeah, it's awesome to come away for the win.
Nice work, and it would have been a lot of hard work to get here today. You weren't there last year, you've got it this year. Tell us about the build-up.
Yeah, so we had a loss last year by 1 to Harbour to drop off in the semi last year. So we just really wanted to get the win this year and make the final. So we put lots of emphasis on our semi against Southland, and just to come away with the win there was awesome. Yeah.
Hey mate, you led the team, led by example. Talk to me about this Peter Samuels. He's done great for Auckland, he's done great for the touch, great for the community. What can you tell me about him?
Yeah, he's just awesome, eh? Like, he took us all under his belt last year and this year, and just he's really big on developing the players and to make them better players for the future, and just the individual sort of little 1%ers. So it's just awesome that he got the win as well. We're just so proud to do it for him.
Oh, nice work. And you guys have got the monkey off your back. You'll be very proud. I don't want to hold you up. I want to let you go and celebrate with the 18 mixed team, the champions of champions. There it is, our champions of champions, Junior Nationals, Bunnings style. Here it is, signing out, touch.
What a game.
Touch.
What a game.